love to have a variety of books. I want things to choose from. I don't ever want to feel like I don't have enough on my shelves to read. However, I might have gone a little bit overboard and I have a lot of unread books on my shelves. So let me share them all with you guys. Let me expose you to my shame of how many unread books that I currently have on my shelves. I don't actually know what the number of this is. I'm just gonna guess, and we'll come back and see at the end if I was correct. I'm gonna guess 210 unread books on my shelves. That's gonna be my guess. If it's under that, I will be so very excited. Like I said, like having a lot of books on my shelves, but I do want to try to work on in 2025 getting that number down a little bit to more like books that I am very excited to read, to things that I bought this year. So not to zero. I don't necessarily need zero, but I do want to try to get that number way whittled down to something that feels a little bit more manageable and a little less insane. So without further ado, let's just jump into all of the books that I currently have. Please let me know down in the comments which ones you think I need to prioritize. Godkiller by Hannah Kaner, Cold Iron by Miles Cameron, Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, The Revenant Games by Margie Fuston, Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim, Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palparetto, To Cage a God by Elizabeth May, Fae Bound by Sarah L. Arifi, She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, Bride by Ali Hazelwood, The Queen of Days by Greta Kelly, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah, Soul Keeper and Raven Caller by David Deglish, Before They're Hanged and the Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie, The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma, The 12 Kings in Shirenkai by Bradley E. Belui, Empire of Exiles by Aaron M. Evans, Blacklight Born by Alexander Darwin, The Ranger of Merzana by John Scorvin, The Mortal Bond by Brian Stavley, A Shadow in the Summer, The Prince of Spring, An Autumn War and a Betrayal in Winter by Daniel Abraham, Kagan the Damned by Jonathan Mayberry, The Blade of Faith by David Deglish, Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward, Blood of an Exile by Brian Noslin, Elric of Melonbone by Michael Morak, Ruin and Wrath, and Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz, Mistress of Lies by K.M. Ernright, Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mahatni, Never Keep by Susan Valenti and Carolyn Peckham, The Thousand Deaths of Ardor Ben by Tyler Whitesides, The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, Beast of Prey by Ayana Gray, The Warded Man by Peter V. Brett, The Wolf by Leo Carew, Academ's Fury and the Erelant's Windlass by Jim Butcher, A Curse for True Love, The Ballad of Never After, and Caraval by Stephanie Garber, The Thousand Names and the Shadow Throne by Django Wexler, Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb, The Book That Broke the World, The Prince of Thorns, The King of Thorns, and the Emperor of Thorns by Mark Lawrence, Kushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey, The King Killing Queen by Sean Speakman, the very last book in the Bargainer series by Laura Thalassa, Bone Smith by Nikki Palparetto, A Queen Comes to Rise by Chloe Pernanda, Part 1 and Part 2 of Blood Sanctuary by Bella Roth, Kiss the Fae by Natalia Joster, How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly, A Breath of Fire by Amanda Bouchette, The Claw and the Crown by Sarah M. Pradditt, The Hemlock Queen by Hannah Witten, Castle of Never and Nightmares by Lana Pekakrik, The Stars and Shadows series by Holly Renee, The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake, Song of the March by S. M. Gaither, Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Ormantrout, The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole, The Silver-Tongued Devil by Stacey Marie Brown, When Gods Fall by S. E. Brevier, Until the Stars Fall by Vanessa Rahanson, Bound to the Shadow Prince by Ruby Dixon, Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Sabrana, To Carve a Fae Heart by Tassanja Odette, The Weight of Wishes by Tori Weed, Angel's Blood by Nalini Singh, The Reckoning by Susan Valenti and Caroline Peckham, Riftborn by Grinwich and Lennox, The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle, Fate and Furies, A Shadow in Storms, and A Layer of Bones by Helen Schurer, A Dream of Ice and Irons and City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley, Empire of Flame and Thorns by Marian Blackwood, Thief of Silver and Souls, and Scattered Vow by Eva Chase, Knights of Obedience by Rachel Mace, The Blackened Blade by Ilsa Devon, All That Falls by A.N. Orton, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, Foul Days by Giovanna Demova, A Slate of Shadows by Kat Howard, Flames of Mirror by Clay Harmon, Rise of Mages by Scott Drakeford, Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, The Reluctant Queen and Race the Sands by Sarah Beth Durst, The Starless Crown by James Rollins, Torch Against the Night by Sahaba Tahir, Daughter of No Worlds, Children of Fallen Gods, and Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent, Crystal Crowned by Elise Kova, A Reign of Rose by Kate Golden, Fallen Stars by Amani Aru, Of Mischief and Mages by L.J. Andrews, To Bleed a Kingdom by Ella Dawes, Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rourke, A Queen That's Fierce and Deadly by Stasia Stark, The Liar's Crown by Abigail Owen, Darkwater Daughter by H. M. Long, Lord of Fading Lands by C. L. Wilson, Spindle of Life by C. L. Kwan, Scarlet of Sand and Silver by Indiana Rose, Falling into the Forbidden Collection, The Deer and the Dragon by Piper C., Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller, A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, Crown of Light and Shadows by G. K. DeRosa, Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri, Tonight I Burn by Catherine J. Adams, Fury Born by Claire Legrand, To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn, The Song of the Forever Rains by E. J. Mellos, This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi, Avalon Tower by C.N. Crawford, North is the Night by Emily Roth, The Last One by Rachel Houser Hall, The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robson, Light Lark by Alex Astor, The Osseous Chronicles and Into the Woods by Ivy Asher, God of Pain and God of Wrath by Raina Kent, Flawless and Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller, Oathbringer, The Rhythm of War, and Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, Mark of the Damned by C.D. McKenna, Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruscio, Of Thieves and Shadows by B.S. Garcia, The Pariah by Anthony Ryan, A Time of Dragons by Philip C. Quintrell, The Pale Blade by Alec Hudson, Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering, No Heart for a Thief by James Lloyd Dublin, Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Merler, Queen of Italia by Megan Mullen Turner, Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Marina Garcia, The Spite House by Johnny Compton, The Clinic by Kate Quinn, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton, Baby X by Kiera Peikoff, The Puzzle Master by Danielle Tarossi, The Last Word by Taylor Adams, The Hiding Place by C.J. Tudor, Little Eve and the Girl from Raw Blood by Katrina Ward, Suffer the Children, How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, and Episode 13 by Craig DeLuey, Deadline by Mira Grant, The Family Experiment and What Lies Between Us by John Mars, Delicious Monsters by Leslie Samberry, The Trees Grew Because I Bled Here by Eric LaRocca, The Nothing Man by Catherine Ryan Howard, The Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling, Murder Road by Simone St. James, Dead 11 by Jamie Giuliano, The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig, The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell, The Push by Ashley Aldrain, The Sacrifice by Ren Chapeka, Kill Creek by Scott Thomas, Malice House by Megan Shepard, Ken by Keelan Patrick Burke, The Passage and the 12 by Justin Cronin, The Haunting of Gillespie House, The House Next Door, and Parasite by Darcy Coates, Lost in Time by A.G. Riddle, Defiant by Brandon Sanderson, Vengeful by V.E. Schwab, Master of Gin by P.J. Jelly Clark, Tiedemann's Wrath by James S.A. Corey, Abandoned by Blake Crouch, Infinity Gate by M.R. Carey, The Drawing of Three by Stephen King, Lightbringer by Pierce Brown, Network Effect by Martha Wells. Oh, okay, I'm a little hot now, but we managed to get all the way through it. How correct was I? Because I wasn't counting as I go, so I'll definitely count back in editing, but how close was I to how many books I have unread? Because that felt like a lot carrying them around. Thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out. Let me know which books you think I should prioritize down in the comments below. It may come up for a future video, so please just leave me a comment with the title and the author. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!